what you know you can't explain. But you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong. You don't know what it is, but it's there. Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. Experience the awakening. Brilliant anonymous researchers. Patriots, join us in the Patriot Army. Trust the plan, pain coming. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. RedStateTalkRadio.com, Brighteon.tv, Rumble.com/MG Show. The end won't be for everyone. That choice to know will be yours. Where we go one, we go all. Fight, 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 and fight we will. We fight every day right here on the MG Show.
God bless America. Good morning, and happy Monday, said no one ever. But hey, happy Monday. Shady Groove, happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you. God bless America. Thank you all so much for being here. It is an amazing time to be alive. I'm telling you, yeah. I could be more excited, but then I'm not sure that I could be here because I am so excited about what it is that we are doing in America and the way that the Trump version 2.0 is turning out. I do not think I could be any happier. I do not think I could be any more pleased, and I do not think I could be any more satisfied with our progress. Just not even 10 months in, sir.
Yeah, it's crazy, and we got a lot to cover. We got President Trump slinging peace in the Middle East while everybody's all worried about Candace Owens and the Jews. Shady.
Yes. Yeah, they're flipping out over there, aren't they?
Wow, it's so stupid. You know, she has like feelings. I feel this. There's no IQ in Candace Owens' feelings, especially since she's married to an MI6 guy, right? I mean, come on.
I mean, you know, if you want your Tavistock op, I guess you could keep your Tavistock op, but this whole thing has like literally fallen in its own footprint. Tucker Carlson is going down with it. Alex Jones, the whole network that was propping all this stuff up, the people on Twitter. I mean, you know, it's like there's literally nobody that's not on Twitter that sees an ounce of this absolute garbage that they're spewing over there. But it's really interesting because you know what they've done, Jeff? They've ruined their credibility, and it's even interacted with some of the people that acted like they were fans of this show.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Wow. So we got, let me just go and talk about this real quick. So Donald J. Trump went ahead and this is Tennessee, right, guys? So this is Matt Van Epps. So just before Trump put that endorsement out, General Flynn actually went ahead and again, somebody else, Shitty Group, Jody Barrett in Tennessee.
Yeah, the interesting thing is that literally this has happened a number of times now. Flynn has come out and made an endorsement, and then Donald Trump is like right behind him to explain that no, that's the idiot. This is the guy we're backing.
Well, then you would think, and I'm going to go through those examples too, because I have them all. I have some because there's more. And what I want to talk about is, you know, you would think, okay, if you're on President Trump's team, if you were on President Trump's team and you endorsed the wrong candidate and President Trump said, hey, it's Van Epps, wouldn't you say, okay, I have to revoke my endorsement because I don't want to dilute the vote and get somebody else that Trump... This is what he's doing, guys. It's diluting the vote, okay? It's like having Ross Perot going against Bill Clinton. You know, you take some votes away from the Republicans and you take some so you get the one you want in, okay? This is what he's doing, and it's not very MAGA, Shady Groove.
No,
doubled down, Shady.
Actually, what it is he's trying to wield power. This is what he's trying to do. He's trying to assert that he has some sort of dominance. There's not a shred of the mind of that man that thinks that Donald Trump is better than him. He thinks that he's better than every single human being on earth. He thinks that he is the bee's knees, if you will. So within that context, you can't possibly think that someone is better than you because you're the best. And so his pick is the best. And so he has a network, and he's going to activate his network just like he did a number of times before with Citronelli. I can't say his name. I'm saying it wrong. The fellow that's up there in New Jersey. This guy, is it Citronelli? Okay.
I think so.
Flynn endorsed the dude that went against him. That guy got like 10% of the vote. This dude is like literally could beat the existing New Jersey governor in the state.
Yeah. So here it is.
Because Trump picks winners.
So this is, General Flynn, the flip-flops are piling up like your excuses. Trump's got your back with that pardon, and you repay him by slamming his huge mistake, J.D. Vance endorsement in Ohio, while stumping for Ohio's Josh Mandel flop. Backing Bill Spada 3 hours after Trump's New Jersey governor picked Jack Ciattarelli, talking about speed dating disloyalty, torching Trump's Tennessee House endorsement of Matt Van Epps as an Epstein rhino, pushing Jody Barrett instead, plus your endless gripes on military brass, deep state whispers, and Epstein ties that undercut Trump's wins. Pardon, turncoat, or grudge hoarding general? I want to know, is he holding a grudge? Trump's building empires and you're burning bridges. Sit this one out, Mini Mike. Let's watch what I have here. This is his endorsement. Check it out. But I might have tweaked it.
And trust me, you can judge a leader by the enemies that he makes. We all saw that with President Trump. And now we're seeing it with Jody Barrett and the rhino PACs that are trying to stop the House Freedom Caucus and the Trump movement altogether. Our enemies want to stop Jody Barrett because he defends our values. He speaks.
So let's read this. It is my great honor to endorse America First Patriot Matt Van Epps, who is running to represent the great people of Tennessee 7th Congressional District. A West Point graduate, a combat decorated Army helicopter pilot, Matt knows the wisdom and courage required to defend our country, support our incredible military veterans, and ensure peace through strength. In Congress, Matt will work hard to keep our now very secure border secure, stop migrant crime, grow our economy, cut taxes, promote Made in the USA, champion a school choice, unleash American energy dominance, and defend our always under siege Second Amendment. He is strongly supported by my good friend Congressman Jim Jordan and many other highly respected MAGA warriors. Matt Van Epps has my complete and total endorsement to be the next congressman from Tennessee's 7th District. He will never let you down. Let's back this up a little bit and listen.
Defends our values. He speaks truth to power, and Jody always puts America first. Vote for Jody Barrett for Congress, the only candidate the swamp fears.
House Freedom Action is responsible for the contents of this ad.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that, guys.
Glenn.
So that's a paid endorsement right there.
Yep.
So that is 100% a paid endorsement by whoever that candidate is, and it's a person that knows that Donald Trump is not going to choose them, and so they've got to give money to somebody else to try to gin up support, financial support. Effectively, what I feel like is going on is General Flynn is endorsing people he knows that can't win. Therefore, it becomes a money laundering operation as opposed to an election.
And diluting the vote for Trump's picks.
Correct.
I mean, we really got to call that out, too. It's like, remember the Ross Perot thing took votes away from... Yeah. All right, so look at this. This is, basically going down. Don't be a Flynn, vote Epps. This is America First Patriot Epps. Oh, General Flynn, America's patriot who once whispered sweet nothings to the Russians got booted from the White House and begged for pardons like a bad sequel to The Godfather. Fast forward to 2025, Trump's handpicked VP J.D. Vance is owning the Oval Shadow, and you're out here clutching to your 2022 grudges, whining that the endorsement was a huge mistake while stumping for that electoral corpse, Josh Mandel. Loyalty is a one-way street for you, huh? Trump's grace saved your sorry hide, and this is how you repay it. Backstabbing from the cheap seats. VP Vance is busy making America great again while you're just making excuses. Sit down, General. The adults are governing. This is Flynn campaign for Mandel calls Trump's endorsement of Vance a huge mistake. He is now your VP, Shady.
And probably your next president.
Yeah. Okay. Now, let's keep going. This is, remember when Mini Mike Flynn, less than 3 hours after Trump's full-throated endorsement of Jack Ciattarelli for New Jersey governor, Flynn flips the script to back Bill Spada. Talk about loyalty thinner than a New Jersey diner pancake. Trump's out there making waves and Flynn's just splashing in the kiddie pool. Pick a side, General, or keep proving you're all talk, because this is now getting easy to see, guys, because look at this. This is it. He doubled down on 10/3/2:06 p.m. and on 10/3/6:24 p.m. I guess little butthurt got butthurt. Okay. And he says Flynn's still salty that Trump fired him for lying. Now doubling down versus Van Epps. Tennessee 7's primary tomorrow. Back the boss or the rebel. You got a choice, guys. Sorry. Are we live? But this endorsement is a huge mistake. Van Epps is a Fauci, a political rhino, and is not a Trump supporter. Whatever backroom deal was cut, it shows. I mean, maybe you have a backroom deal.
Look at
General
that.
Flynn.
Look at that. He's accusing Donald Trump of cutting a backroom deal.
Yeah. Or snuck this around him. It's obvious you cannot pull back now, and I know you have a lot on your plate, but this one is not your better endorsements. Jody Barrett is a vastly better person, candidate, and leader. He's ahead of the current polling for a very good reason. People of District 4 want an honest and principled man who's truly America first. No, we want MAGA, okay? We'll see the outcome. See, that's how he's playing word games, Shady.
Yes, and that's what the shipwreck lady is doing too. They're trying to change. This is the psyop. The psyop is to change MAGA, make America great again, into America first. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make you think that America first is MAGA without Trump.
Yeah. And he's saying, Jody Barrett, the people in District 4 want an honest whatever. We'll see the outcome, but this one you should have sat out. He's telling your president that he should have sat this one out. Yes. General Flynn, who was fired by Trump,
is acting like he is in charge, like he is the boss, and people should listen to his stupid rhetoric. Yeah. It's stupid, guys. And the reason that we focus on this and explain this is because it's dangerous. What this man is doing, what General Flynn is doing right now, is actually treasonous. It's unbelievable with the subversion level that he is going to right now, because he's undermining the current elected president, and he's doing it on purpose, and he's doing it for his own political gain. He's not doing it for the benefit of you. He's not picking this person because he honestly thinks that this person is better for you. He's picking this person because he has some sort of connection to them, and he knows if they get elected, he could somehow be influential within the district of wherever the hell it is that they get elected, which he has been. He's influential out here in Oregon with a number of the people that are currently part of the political establishment out here, and he's influencing their decision making. And he's currently, nobody can win that listens to this guy.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Okay,
it's the truth.
And his network is in on the using Antifa narrative to spread Israel bullshit to divide MAGA.
Use Antifa and Israel to divide. Antifa specifically said our objective is to use Israel to divide MAGA. And listen, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, as such, anti-fascists must work to find more creative ways to counter this political moment. Our option may be working to drive wedges between different segments of the right. We have already seen physical conflict between neo-Nazis and conservatives, and these events when a group of bruisers associated with SoCal Active have jumped Rockabilly Guy at an event in Huntington Beach. One possibility useful wedge issue is in the context of Israel.
So I have to explain this.
Blaming Kirk's assassination on Mossad and claiming lifelong Zionist was a verge of becoming Jew-pilled. These people are sick, Shady. And real quick, before you make your comment, we've got proof that the Flynn Network is letting everyone know that General Flynn was talking about Israel, okay? And then this is that shipwreck crew. Stop it. And Flynn actually says that this person, Cat Turd, said clown. And I agree with Cat Turd on this one.
I do too.
Stop it, Cat Turd. You're not the subject matter expert on this issue. Neither are you.
But he sure thinks he is.
Who the hell is this guy, guys?
He thinks he's the president.
Yeah.
Because he's got so many people in his network.
Picture being painted, Antifa. Are they working with Antifa, guys? Just a good question. Shady.
Yeah, and the point being this. The point being that there is no honor among thieves. Okay? I want you to understand this. There is no honor among thieves. And what's going on right now, the whole situation, Q said we're saving Israel for last. Why did Q explain that we were saving Israel for last? Because of what you're seeing happening right now. the topic of Israel was the subject of World War I, and the topic of Israel was the subject of World War II. And if the Freemasons and the globalists and the powers that be have their way, then the topic of World War III is going to be, the subject of World War III is going to be Israel. What we're trying to do with Donald Trump is we're trying to stop World War III by allowing them to use Israel to inflame both sides. They are using Israel to inflame you as MAGA, and they are using Israel to inflame the Antifa as pro-Palestine. They're using Israel to inflame the younger generations. They're using Israel to inflame the baby boomer generations. They're using Israel to inflame the evangelicals. They're using Israel to inflame the Zionists. They are inflaming everyone in the world with this issue as to generate World War III, because generating World War III upends Donald Trump's mandate, Donald Trump's process, what we are all trying to do. You either get peace through strength or you get World War III. If you're over here participating with the people that want World War III, we're not having the discussion about what the Jewish people are, okay? We know what Zionism is. We understand that Zionism is National Socialism. We understand that socialism, National Socialism, is what the Antifa want.
Yeah.
Do you guys get this? They are tricking you. They're like taking your brain and twisting it into spaghetti and making you think that you've somehow learned something. You can choose not to choose.
Yeah. Real quick, Rush, thank you for the gifted subscriptions. Mini Mike is the epitome of a seditious general from the 7 days in May. That's true. Effectual, thank you, $17 Rumble Rant. Flynn got the city council depraved commie Islamists elected in Dearborn, Michigan. Same mayor that said the pastor doesn't have a right to live in Dearborn. His hometown king spook is a clown. Tampa Kiter, thank you so much for coming in and being a Red Castle. We appreciate you very much. Thank you. And we've got a lot of naked people out there. We appreciate that. Well, no, we don't appreciate that. Get some clothes on.
First of the month happens.
It does. And I want to go ahead and real quick, Shady, let's get this out of the way because we've got a lot of cool stuff happening right now. We've got peace in the Middle East happening, even though the government shut down again. The sombreros are getting bigger, Shady.
Every day the government shut down, the sombrero gets bigger, sir.
It does. And let's accept and start this one because it's pretty important. It's the crypto.com. Let's be clear. Cryptocurrency is no longer emerging. It is here. And the latest move cements the reality that the biggest one yet. Trump's media group just inked a massive $6.4 billion deal with Crypto.com, the world's top crypto platform. And it is. They're teaming up to scoop up $6.4 billion in CRO. The powerhouse token that fuels fast, low-fee DeFi, staking rewards and real-world perks like cash back on your spends. To launch the America's first CRO treasury. When it's done, this new CRO company will be the biggest CRO shareholder out there. Do you want in on the action? Head to crypto.com today and grab some CRO, and let's make crypto great again.
Yeah, get in on the action.
Get it in. Get it on. I signed up Friday with the link that will be coming here right there. MG Show just posted it. Ooh. Thank you so much, whoever that was. Yeti?
Yes.
Aha. And we'll do that.
Secret agent man.
So let's go to Trump taking questions before the Navy 250 as the government shutdown drags on. The Schumer Democrat shutdown drags on, Shady.
They spent the whole weekend trying to associate the shutdown with the Republicans, and it's my pleasure to report to you that, again, just like in all other cases, the Democrats have failed.
And our shills fail again, too, Shady Groove.
They're failing. They failed just like Democrats. I'm sure it's a coincidence.
Masonic Democrats. Imagine that.
Yeah, they just keep on pushing.
Yeah, they do. Here we go.
That Confederacy going.
We're going to have a big day. One of the biggest. We're celebrating our Navy and our military. We have the greatest military anywhere in the world, not even close, as you probably noticed. And we rebuilt it largely during my first term. And now I get to see it in action. So we're going to have a very big day today. It's going to be very exciting.
then you start for one more year. Would you like to do that?
Said what?
President Putin offers to keep limits on nuclear arms for one more year to then hopefully negotiate a new treaty.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
Mr. President, according to your plan, the Palestinian Authority may control Gaza the day after Hamas. Now, can you please explain me what is the purpose by doing this if, according to Israel, they are paying to terrorists, they're paying salaries to terrorists?
Who you with?
Channel 14 Israel. My name is Libby.
Well, it's a great deal for Israel, and it's a great deal for everybody. And you want to get your hostages back, right? You want them back, or do you not want them back? And it's a great deal for Israel. It's a great deal for the entire Arab world, Muslim world, and world. So we're very happy about it.
Thank you so much. When do you think the hostages will start being freed?
I think very soon. They're in negotiation right now as we speak. They've started the negotiation. It'll last a couple of days. We'll see how it turns out, but I'm hearing it's going very well.
President, are you open to extending the Affordable Care Act subsidies?
We want to fix it so it works. It's not working. Obamacare has been a disaster for the people, so we want to have it fixed so it works.
And what if you follow the judge's order in Portland?
We're going to look at that. It was amazing. Portland is burning to the ground. It's insurrectionists all over the place. It's Antifa. And yet the politicians who are petrified. Look, the politicians are afraid for their lives. That's the only reason that they say, like, there's nothing happening. And you've seen it. The place is burning down, and they pretend like there's nothing happening. So we'll take a look at the order. We haven't seen the order yet.
Mr. President, you're going to celebrate the Navy today. The Navy is deployed in the Caribbean against the cartels. What is the next step on this war against drug trafficking in South America?
Well, we're going to stop drug trafficking, and we've done a lot. There's nobody coming in on the water. That I can tell you. The water is like, there's nobody. There's no drugs coming in on the water, and we'll take a look at what phase 2 is. Made a big difference.
Flexibility on the Hamas plan.
We have very little. We don't need flexibility because everybody's pretty much agreed to it, but there'll always be some changes. But the Hamas plan, I tell you, it's amazing. You're going to have peace, if you think about it, peace in the Middle East for the first time in, they say, really 3,000 years. So I'm very honored to be a big part of that. Look, they've been fighting for a plan for years. We get the hostages back almost immediately. Negotiations are going on right now. Will probably take a couple of days, and people are very happy about it. Well, I disagree with that judge. I wasn't served well if they put judges like that on. I wasn't served well by the people that pick judges, I can tell you. Things like that are just too bad. I appointed the judge and he goes like that. So I wasn't served well. Obviously, I don't know the judge. But if he made that kind of a decision, Portland is burning to the ground. You have agitators, insurrectionists. All you have to do is look at the television, turn on your television, read your newspapers. It's burning to the ground. The governor, the mayor, the politicians are petrified for their lives.
Mr. President,
and you have a judge like that, he ought to be that judge ought to be ashamed of him.
Governor, you say you're targeting the worst of the worst, but Governor Pritzker said that most of the people ICE has taken is no criminal convictions. So which is it?
He's wrong. Number one, he's wrong. Number two, I really believe he's afraid for his life somehow. When you can have 40 or 50 people killed over the last couple of months, hundreds of people wounded, there's no place like that in the world. Hundreds of people wounded, 50, 55 people shot and killed. And Pritzker gets up and says, what a wonderful place it is. They need help. Washington, D.C. is now a safe place. You're not going to get mugged or hit. You're not going to get raped. You're not going to get anything. Washington, D.C. went from a hellhole to a safe place. I love the way you nod. Is it true, though? People, a lot of the people right here were, a lot of the people right here were mugged. Reporters. And you know what? You're safe now. Nothing. We've had no crime. It took 12 days to solve the problem, 12 days. And we're going to do that in Chicago. We're going to do that in Portland. Now, Portland is different. That's a bunch of paid insurrectionists. But you have a lot of paid people in Chicago, too. I believe the politicians are under threat because there's no way somebody can say that things are wonderful in Chicago. Almost 55, I think it was 55 people over a short period of time have been murdered in Chicago, have been shot. 222 people over a short period of time have been hit, have been wounded, not died. But 55 people died over a short period of time. You're telling me there's no city in the world like that. We're going to straighten it out. And I think that Pritzker, he's not a stupid person. I think that Pritzker's afraid for his life.
The federal judge on Obamacare subsidies.
We want to make it better.
What about the layoffs? You intend
Well, I call them Democrat layoffs. They're Democrat layoffs. They're causing it. We're ready to go back. You know, we have a record-setting economy. We have a record-setting country. Prices are way down. We're doing better than the country's ever done. And the Democrats hate seeing that. It's up to them. Anybody laid off, that's because of the Democrats. Thank you. Okay, let's go.
All they had to do was sign the deal like they did before 13 times prior, Shady Groove. The Democrats are flailing. They're lying about, they're saying, because they use word, spells, Shady Groove, where they're saying it's for everybody in America, not saying illegal aliens, because they're undocumented. They're like allowed to be here. They have a weird term that they call it, Shady Groove. I can't remember what it is. But they're lying to you. I, as an American citizen, encourage people to immigrate here legally. And we all have through our whole lives. There used to be an old joke when I was a kid. Why did Mexico drop out of the Olympics? Because everybody who could run, jump, and swim is already here. All right? So we've known that immigration has been illegal. Why are people triggered to save people that are actually breaking the damn law?
I can tell you exactly why. Because it's subsidies and it's government corruption, and it's the reality that they're getting a kickback. The politicians are getting a kickback in a number of ways. Number one, they're getting a kickback because there's extra money going into their states that is being given to these illegals. Well, the illegals only take up so much of it, and they all get a little piece of it. Number two, they're registering the illegals to vote. Therefore, they're getting another benefit, which is the illegals will go to the polls, and no one will stop them from voting, even though that they are not an American citizen. So those two benefits alone are the reason. And then also on the back of that, you've made promises, Jeff. They've made promises to people, and they've told people that you could come here and get your status or whatever, and then you could stay here and we'll give you benefits forever. Well, if they don't hold up that promise, then are they going to actually vote for them? Or is that why they're fighting so hard to keep them in the city, is because they realize that each illegal that gets deported from Chicago is a voter that keeps the corrupt system and the corrupt regime in place. That's the reason that they're doing this, and that's the reason that the American people stood up and put Donald Trump back into office the second time, because they got the hint that he was the only human being on planet Earth that actually would do something about it and spend the political capital that it would take to enforce the freaking law.
And I'd also like to point out, and yes, Poussin, I did see it. Poussin says, did you catch when he said Pritzker is afraid for his life, guys?
Yes.
He has got a gun to his head by the foreign and domestic billionaires and the cartels.
The mafia. Yes, that's right. Chicago, Cincinnati, and Charleston Railroad. Where is the head of the snake? It is Chicago. We've been telling you and explaining you exactly how it's Chicago and how the railroad created the Fed and how Trump is fighting them on every single front. Meanwhile, all of the other people that are out there in alt-right media are doing their dead level best to take Donald Trump down right now and act like he's not really fighting for you. He's really controlled by Israel and working in the backgrounds to actually subvert America.
And that's another thing, too. Israel was not happy with the Gaza deal, but Trump's controlled by Israel.
How's that possible?
No, it can't. It's not possible.
Oh, it's a logical fallacy, you're saying.
Yes.
I see.
Yes. Land of Hoya. Can I get a Hoya? Hoya. 5 subscriptions to the MG show. Thank you. And G Brothers, thank you very much for allowing some people to get clothed here as well for that subscription. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You like that, Shady, right?
I do.
And, I voted for all this stuff, Shady. And, we are, here in America, realizing that, people like my great grandfather came here, legally. Like, we need to use the legal means. And there are great people that want to come here legally and, help, America and better their lives, Shady.
Okay, I get that. I understand that. But the reality of the situation is this. Do we want, okay, let's take the normal process that we have of people that immigrate to America. If you want to immigrate to Australia, or if you want to immigrate anywhere else, do you realize the hoops that you've got to jump through to, like, you're an American and you want to go to Australia? You got to have like X amount of money in your bank account. You got to have some sort of form of employment. You've got to have like all these other qualifications, no criminal record, all these different things that have to be in line for you to even go there. Even if you've got all the means in the world, these are the rules and you have to abide by them.
Yeah.
So you're saying to me that we can so in America, it's the opposite. In America, you can all you got to do is put your grubby little feet on our soil, and then you get every single benefit known to man that we have worked for 250 years to build a society for ourselves and our children, and anybody that just steps on our land gets access to that? Yeah. Like, what kind of nonsensical crazy town are we talking about? And these people are triggered to the point where they will hurt people if you try to talk against what they're saying. You should have a means. If you're going to immigrate here, you should have X amount of money in the bank account, and you should have a process by which you're going to be employed and a place that you're going to live, and you should be able to announce all of that, and we should be able to say, well, you look like a pretty good fella and a nice looking family, and it looks like you're going to be productive in America, and your family heritage is going to benefit from coming here. So please, sir, come in. Here's your opportunity. Yeah. That's the way that I want immigration to work. And I don't think that there's a single American, when it comes down to brass tacks, that would disagree with that position.
And, a lot of these people that came to America know the Constitution better than your neighbors.
That's true. A lot better.
Q-Shaw says, I can describe the legal way. And when I and my family came to this beautiful country, and Shady is correct in his explanation. Amen. Thank you. And you're here because you love this country, and you're doing your best to make it a great country, and that's what we wanted. You're the kind of people we want here, Q-Shaw.
I bet he doesn't have an Iranian flag outside of his house because he came here from Iran. And all these people, I can drive by and show you. I can take pictures here, like all these people that are here with their Ukraine flags out by their, flying a Ukraine flag. Like, what are you talking about? Flying a Mexican flag, literally a few miles from me. You can see this stuff.
Yeah, Herbie Outlaw says you need a sponsor for Australia. Herbie, wasn't Australia where the criminals went from London and England? Didn't they just throw you guys down there? I don't know.
That's true.
Love you, Herbie. Thank you for being here today, because we are worldwide. Q-Shaw says American flag only, Shady Groove.
Yes, sir. I understand. I already knew that. He didn't even have to tell me.
Let's watch this.
We need serious leadership. And we will continue to make clear, Leader Schumer, myself, that we will sit down anytime, any place with anyone to address this issue with the seriousness that it deserves. We need serious.
I didn't know he was that good.
He's that good, bro.
he plays quite nice.
He's that good, yo. And I want to point this out too, Shady Groove. Nancy Pelosi's former top staffer, Shady. This kind of made it through the cracks. I got, very little traction on this, but Nancy Pelosi prepared for the January 6th 2 years in advance. Trust the plan, Shady.
Trust the plan.
Wow.
Pain coming.
We were planning when I was working for Pelosi. I don't know that this has ever been made public, or I've never said this publicly, but planning for a January 6th type of an event 2 years before it happened. Forward looking. We were
we were planning.
Oh, wow. That really does make sense, that how the Joe Biggs characters could have been perfectly in place, and all the Proud Boys organizations that got geared up, and the Oath Keepers and all these different people that were going to be there to pretend to be Antifa. I would almost guarantee you, if we could go back and get the data and we could geofence the Charlottesville event of all of the cell phones that were at the Charlottesville event in Virginia and then cross match that with all of the cell phones that were at J6, I guarantee you that 60% of the ones that were at the Charlottesville event were in DC on J6.
Yeah.
And I bet you a bunch of those same damn devices are currently in Portland around the ICE facility up there in downtown.
Yeah. Q-Shot, 20 subscriptions to the MG show. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Thank
He's
you so
lighting
much.
us up.
Wow.
Thank you, sir.
And Shady, we gotta address this.
But Trump is controlled by Israel, Shady.
I know.
All right. Oh, wait. Oh, bing, bap, bam, boom, boom, bap, bam.
The type of stuff I'm on you wouldn't understand. All right.
An episode.
So look at this. But Trump is controlled by Israel. Trump to Netanyahu. You're always so negative. Take the win. So Axios reported that after Hamas issued its response, Trump called Netanyahu. When Netanyahu dismissed the developments as nothing to celebrate, Trump replied, I don't know why you're always so effing negative. This is a win. Take it. That's not controlled by Israel. Okay?
Nope, that is not. Isn't it interesting to see this dialogue, though? Because it's all going, it's going against what Tucker is saying. It's going against what Candace Owens is saying. Like these people, like Candace Owens is now like acting like she doesn't know where these talking points came from that she put out a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. Like the things that she was literally saying, she's pretending like now it's like gaslighting. So what they do is they virtue signal, and make stuff up. And then they move past that and start gaslighting you and acting like what they were doing for that few weeks didn't happen. That's the same thing that the Flynn group are doing. It's the same thing that the Alex Jones group are doing. They're asking questions. This is the reason that we're talking directly to you and we're being so firm whenever we say there's nothing wrong with asking questions. There's something wrong with like pretending like you don't know the answer and continuing to push a narrative. Once you've started that path, that is the end of your credibility.
Shady, more cowbell, more sombreros. Here we go.
More sombreros.
Hey, tell me when we're live on.
Boom. Have another.
Did you see what Donald tweeted?
Yes, have another.
I am offended by sombreros.
Have one.
Officer, you can't arrest me for being dumb. So can you tell me why it burns when I pee? How much do tampons cost here? Hey, tell me when we're live on.
I like the one where he jumped. Oh, Lordy. You gotta love these things.
No, they don't know what they've unleashed. You know what I was thinking about over the weekend? I was like, think about like if we were to have access to the technology that we have today with the AI in 2018, in 2019, whenever all this stuff was popping off and we were like, with the whole Q was posting and everybody was like it was a struggle for people to make memes whenever we first started with the Q thing. Like you had to get to the right application. This wouldn't work. That wouldn't work. You could, and now it's like you literally just like it's 3 seconds and you've got like some dude bouncing over the top of Jeffrey, slapping sombreros on his head and farting as he passes. It's so great.
Good. Oh, look at that. This is how I represent.
Straight up.
This. That's our boy right there, Shady Grove. Do you see an Iranian flag there?
I do not, sir.
You'd love to get back to his country to see it once it's not, held captive by the deep state. But look at that. He's Arizona, American flag. God bless you, Mac. We love you, brother.
There's 20 of you out there that just got a subscription from that awesome gentleman.
Wow. And Tampa Kiter just did 20 subscriptions. Holy moly. Thank you, guys.
We are loaded up.
Thank you. The radical left's reign of terror in Portland ends now. And remember, Antifa mapping started long ago. Let's just watch this from the White House. Check this out, Shady. Wow. This is from the White House on TikTok.
Anti-ICE protesters in Portland, Oregon, rolling out a guillotine, clashing with police and turning the streets into a battlefield outside a migrant detention facility there. It's the latest flashpoint in protests that has stretched nearly 3 months now.
President Trump is sending troops to Portland, Oregon to clamp down on protests directed at ICE facilities.
That ICE facility in Portland, just outside the city, has been laid siege to night after night after night.
We're not going to put up with it. This administration is not playing games.
Take a look at Portland sometime. These are wild, these are crazy people. These are paid terrorists, okay?
But what we're seeing, whether it be Portland or Chicago, Los Angeles or otherwise, is increasingly organized and professionalized. People are being bussed in. And President Trump has been very clear. We need to follow the money, see who is funding this violence and this chaos in our streets.
Bussed in. It's like they were in Charlottesville.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, those people, if you take a look at these people protesting, they don't look like you or me, Shady. They don't look like normal people. They look like crazed out mental patients, Shady. These people do not look, do they represent you or do they represent themselves in some way? Mental enslavement.
Well, it's, you know, it's very interesting that you're noticing that, because I've seen the same thing. And it's interesting that a number of these people that they're grabbing, now that they're starting to grab people that are spitting and stuff, then they start to talk and you can hear their dialect. Their dialect is like Ukrainian. Like I've heard a couple of people that sounded like it was a Russian something, like they were talking whenever they're getting brought in. So I think that a lot of these people, and I think this is going right back to what I was saying just a few minutes ago about the people that were at the Capitol, you know, these people like Chansley and all of these different characters that were there, their associations with Ukrainian operations and intelligence networks. All of these intelligence networks are, there's only so many of them. And this is the reason, you know, somebody said to me over the weekend, oh, no, the General Flynn, there's no other person out there that is wielding 3.5 million online accounts that are going against MAGA. No one else out there has that. That's the reason that General Flynn thinks that he's God, is because he's got all of these people that just repeat what he says, like the Mockingbird media does, and they attack anyone that says anything otherwise, and they have absolutely zero desire whatsoever to explain to you why they have the position that they have, or to argue a point that's clearly the point about how Flynn is being corrupt and getting illegal money.
That's right. And let's do this. And remember, Alina Habba just outed Alex Jones's bullshit.
Yes, Alex Jones and the other guy, what's his name, that's pushing the whole thing about Todd Blanche. I can't remember his name. But all of them.
Alex Jones we can remember his name because he eats his neighbors. Let's go ahead and play President Trump's announcement on the Hamas peace deal. Shady, check it out.
I want to thank the countries that helped me put this together. Qatar, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Jordan, and so many others. So many people fought so hard. This is a big day. We'll see how it all turns out. We have to get the final word down in concrete. Very importantly, I look forward to having the hostages come home to their parents and having some of the hostages, unfortunately, you know the condition they're in, come home likewise to their parents, because their parents wanted them just as much as though that young man or young woman were alive. So I just want to let you know that this is a very special day, maybe unprecedented in many ways. It is unprecedented, but thank you all, and thank you all to those great countries that helped. We were given a tremendous amount of help. Everybody was unified in wanting this war to end and seeing peace in the Middle East. And we're very close to achieving that. Thank you all, and everybody will be treated fairly.
Wow. So did you hear all those countries? Those are a lot of Israel's not allies, guys. And we're banning with people in the Middle East, okay, to bring peace in the Middle East. Do you think Israel's happy with some of these people that are on Trump's side?
No. But
Trump is controlled by Israel, Shady.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole point in this. The point in this is that all that they are doing is trying to generate doubt in your mind. They're trying to create a space in your brain where you somehow think that Donald Trump is not who it is that you know him to be. This has been the operation by every single attack on him. It doesn't matter if it's from the left or from the right, from the radicals, from the extremists. It does not matter. The only thing that they're trying to do is they're trying to sow doubt in your mind. It's no different than what all of these psychological operators are trying to do to our show here. They're trying to sow doubt in your mind. They're trying to make you think that we are not doing what it is that we're saying we're doing. We are not funded by anybody other than you and what it is that we produce on this show. And we were able to stay independent. We were able to become independent, actually, because we were at first brought into their whole system and we were told that we were a part of it. But then whenever we saw what their system was, we never raised a dime for them. They wanted us to help them raise $100 million for General Flynn, and we would get to keep 10% of whatever it was we raised. We didn't raise a damn dime for them. All of you other creators like Brian Cates and Badlands Media and Jordan Sather and all those nut jobs and Charlie Ward and every single one of them went right along with it, trying to raise General Flynn $100 million. We didn't raise a dime for them. We decided to go broke and tell you what the hell it was that they were really doing.
And they loved us for it.
No, they didn't. They're still they're still upset.
And by the way, so here we go. False. I would know. He does not. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Blanche is one of the goats. So now you have Peter Tickton. Okay. He's been on our show too. Okay. With this person saying that high-level DOJ sources have confirmed investigative journalist Emerald Robinson that a Deputy AG Blanche is sabotaging Trump's war against the deep state. Journalist in hopes of absolute truth, Emerald Robinson lies, names saboteurs in Trump's administration blocking his MAGA agenda. So what we've learned is he is actually blocked out. This was Trump's original boyhood lawyer. He's actually blocked out from the Trump administration. They do not allow this guy anywhere near President Trump, Shady.
And he fooled us, trying to make us think that they did, along with the old Jason Sullivan little operation that they were running. But the truth of the matter is, like, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Like right there, you got Alina Habba saying that what he is saying is absolute garbage. Alina Habba is literally connected to Trump. She's right there. She's the one. Todd Blanche and Alina Habba are the reason that Trump beat all those cases. This guy didn't have 3 seconds worth of work on any of those cases. But he tried to make everybody think that he did, and now he's completely controlled by all of these other people that are actually feeding him information like Alex Jones, and then he picks up on it and acts like it's legitimate.
That's right. And then you've got, a lot of the Flynn people going, you're a buffoon. So this person is calling, Alex Jones a buffoon. Okay, I was thinking about this. Okay, never mind. So, Alex Jones fail, interdasting. Well, thank you for calling out the Flynn Network. Look at that, Shady.
We got a few people, and I saw that we had some good comments on that Oath Keeper. There's another one. There's a few of them that are on our team in there.
Yeah, Coy Griffin at Owen Schroyer. This guy is the biggest clown.
Yeah, click on that. Click on that.
This?
No, not Owen. On the post.
Okay. Owen is a swamp creature. Maybe that's why I tagged him. I don't know. Okay.
Oh, now click on my comment.
I might be. Hope not.
There you go.
I'm a swamp creature? Yes.
Yeah, I got Owen to respond to me. Yes, Owen is a swamp creature.
Yes. I'm a swamp creature.
Yeah, it's very easy.
Eat your neighbors.
Yeah, go right on down the road.
Yeah. And I want to just say, everything stated has meaning. Find paper articles reminding Freemasons controlled. And I just want to say good morning to the, to the man that's actually attacking us today. Love him so much. Oh, wow. Good morning.
Maybe make some more videos.
Maybe make more videos. Yeah. Oh, wow. So, look, again, people are asking me in DMs. His ego got the best of him. I called him out saying this Israel shit is bullshit. And I did it privately, Shady.
Yep, I know.
I did it privately. Then he started taking, people can't ask questions. I'm not saying you can ask questions all you want, right? What I'm saying is, and then he doubled down on the Israel bullshit. He doubled down on the Alexis Wilkin Mossad stuff and Charlie Kirk stuff and doubled down. And now, he's like doubling down. And then he's saying that President Trump likes the way I trolled Jeff because this guy is a complete narcissist. He's
literally taking operational support from Flynn's network.
Yeah, he is.
And acting like that Donald Trump is like congratulating him.
Yeah. So I don't like the guy. Okay. Let's just make that very clear. I'm sorry that it happened because, it's another friend that turned on our show, another one. And how many have you guys seen this happen with? I mean, many, right? And it's sad. I wish him well.
And we will continue to give people the benefit of the doubt until they turn stupid.
That's right.
Once they turn stupid, we'll say that they're stupid and we'll move on.
What is it? When they show you who they are, believe them?
Yes, whenever they teach you who they are, it's your job to believe them.
And I'd like to also mention, by the way, for a lot of you people that did follow script, this is the account that he told you to go block, okay? On his shows, he said, go block this account. I wonder why. Oh, he's a Freemason. I know there are questions for anyone who is not a Freemason. Second best thing in my life, besides my son being born, that was the number one life event. So being a Freemason is his number one life event, guys. Okay. And this was 7/6/2019. Okay. All right. So
you don't walk away from that.
You don't walk away from that. And him and Joka, this is from Red Pill Pusher, put out so much disinfo, it's ridiculous. Reminds me of Not Op Q or Santa Survey.
It is.
It is.
Well, it is. It's exactly
It's the same network.
It's the same network as Not Op Q. They're all doing the exact same things. As a matter of fact, we had a big win this weekend with the whole uncensored AI thing coming down, and their whole network. And they're trying to claim that Elon Musk is censoring Twitter. No, he's not censoring Twitter. He's removing your clickbait BS from his network that was trying to trying to game the system and spread this stuff into every single human being's feed on the network. So your uncensored AI has got gone, and I'm almost certain that was the Not Op Q guy that was running that.
Yeah. Tampa Kiter, Rumble updated their mobile apps. If you're gifting on the mobile app, thank you. First of all, first and foremost, thank you for those 20 donations of the Red Castles. However, the Apple Store and the Android Store keeps 50%. So we agree to 20% to Rumble when we get one directly from the website. But if we get a donation from the Rumble app, Apple or the other one, Android, keep 50%. So thereby we only get 30% of the donation.
Which is ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But we thank you either way.
We thank you for every ounce of effort that you guys put forward. This show belongs to you, and I want to let you guys know that our communications with you are open, and the people that communicate with us understand that we are not opposed to you asking questions, and we are not opposed to you being critical of anything that you feel a criticism is necessary. But whenever you're critical of something and you see something that logically goes against what your criticism is, it's your responsibility to consider it. It's your responsibility to weigh it against equal measure to see if it holds weight or not. And if it does, it's your responsibility to let go of what it is that no longer serves you. And what it is that no longer serves you are lies and things that are falsehoods. Falsehoods can be easily proven. That's the reason that we differentiate ourselves here. This is not a conspiracy theorist show. This is a show to dig down and find the truth of the matter, because we realize that the American people will make better decisions if they have better information. The better your information, the better your decision making. Our enemies know the opposite. The worse your information, the worse your decision making will be. If they can insert doubt into you, then that doubt will grow and blossom into a rotten fruit.
Yeah, exactly right. So, wow. We're coming up on the end here, Shady Groove. I just want to show you the assassination culture or death cult. This is Alexis Wilkins. They do not seek common ground with you. I don't give a singular F what you think about me, and I meant what I said. So you can go with that Nazi and both kirk yourself as swiftly and painfully aloud.
Wow, man.
This is the kind of crap that we're dealing with. Is everybody starting to see how disgusting the left really is?
That's what
assassination culture. It's a death cult.
Yes, this is what posts like from Candace Owens, people like Script Keeper and Tucker Carlson. This is what they are ginning up. This is what they're doing. This is what they want to happen. This is the way that remember what I said in the beginning. They're gaslighting you on every single front. Whether it's Israel, Palestine, Antifa, they're gaslighting you. You could choose not to choose. You could choose to stand with the truth. You could choose to stand with good people that we know that are standing up for our country. You're talking about Alexis Wilkins, like a beautiful young lady, a country music singer who's like red, white, and blue through and through, and she's being smeared on the internet as some sort of a Mossad asset because she's the girlfriend of Kash Patel.
Yeah, and PragerU was Israeli intelligence, the CEO. So that must mean she is.
I don't
That's
even
the
know
stupid
that he
connections,
is.
guys. That's like saying you have, let's say, child predators living near you, and you hang out with them.
It's so
stupid, isn't it?
So stupid.
Yeah, because I have 2 child predators near me, not 23 like somebody said, because they lie, that I actually hang out with these people. Are you freaking kidding me? You know, when people call people that, people get their ass kicked. Do they or do they not? Yeah. It's in a song.
Man is whack. Man, I'm whack.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's good.
It's real good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, guys, you know, just this stupid, you know, connecting people through other people. Like, for example, Jeff and Shady went to a place called Ramtha School of, what is it?
School of Enlightenment.
Enlightenment. That means we're Ramtha. No, that means that we went and spoke to 400 people and 60, 70, 40 countries worldwide, live translated, and talked about the pesos, and they got mad. That's what happened. It has nothing to do with anything else. If I go to Shell, does that mean I'm Shell? Oh, now I'm Chevron? I mean,
Mexico.
I'm Texaco now, Shady. But the stupid stuff is got to stop, guys. You guys have to start thinking, not you guys, but people have to start thinking, rationally, not like stupid idiots.
That would be a plus. Yes, sir.
Okay. And then we befriend these stupid idiots. It's crazy. All right. So check this out. But then they show themselves.
They befriend us actually by complimenting.
Yeah. Oh no, he's going to say that I reached out to him first. Here we go. Check it out.
Way to sugarcoat it. Nobody likes Democrats anymore. We have no voters left because of all of our woke trans bullshit. Not even black people want to vote for us anymore. Even Latinos hate us. So we need new voters. And if we give all these illegal aliens free health care, we might be able to get them on our side so they can vote for us. They can't even speak English, so they won't realize we're just a bunch of woke pieces of shit, at least for a while until they learn English and they realize they hate us too.
And we'll be right back after these beautiful boom messages.
Hello to all of you beautiful patriots out there.
First of all, let me just thank you all for supporting this show. We wouldn't be here without you. But I have a huge announcement regarding donations.
It has come to our attention that using the Rumble app is taking an additional 30% of your donation to the show.
Let me explain. According to our TOS, Rumble takes 20% of all donations made through the web browser.
And that's a 20%. It's a good deal if you consider other platforms like YouTube and such.
There is a hidden cost that we just found out. For example, we received the generous $500 donation from Spill Tea, and thank you so much for that, from the Rumble app on Apple. So Rumble took 20% and Apple took an additional 30%. We brought that to Rumble and they said, well, Rumble's take of tips and donations is 20%. That's if the transaction is done through the web browser. If using the Android or iOS app, it's an additional 30% collected by those platforms.
So please use the web browser to make your donations to the show and avoid the hidden fees by Apple and Android.
That's right. You can also support us at GiveSendGo/HelpMGShow, mg.show/donate. We have PayPal and Cash App. Both are at RealMGShow or $RealMGShow. Please help us out. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm excited to announce that we're having our biggest 3-in-1 sale ever with a limited edition product, a back in stock special, and a closeout deal you won't find anywhere else. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get our MyPillow bed sheets only $29.88. Any color, any style, any size, even kings, regular $119.98, only $29.88. Once they're gone for good. How about our My Towels? They're finally back in stock, but not for long. Get a 6-piece My Towel set, regular $69.98, now only $39.98. And for the first time and the only time ever, get our limited edition premium My Pillows. They're made with Giza cotton and designer gusset. Queen $17.98, Kings only $19.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get the best offers ever. Quantities are extremely limited, so order now.
To mypillow.com or call 800-873-0478 and use promo code MGSHOW. Use your promo code for the best offers ever. Quantities are extremely limited, so order now.
Charlie Kirk.
If you knew him, you love him. Charlie Kirk was an incredible man.
One of the strongest, bravest people that I know.
Charlie has the work ethic of no one I have ever met in my life. I don't think it can be understated, the impact that he had.
One of the greatest communicators of the generation.
He was more than just somebody who would comment on the news.
He genuinely respected and genuinely loved, in a Christian manner, the people on the other side of the table. He didn't hate anybody.
He would give the shirt off a back to help someone that was in need, regardless of their political stripe.
His ideas were about faith, family, freedom.
This young man with an idea that became a movement.
What he built is part of his legacy, but also part of that legacy, more importantly, is a husband and a father.
Irreplaceable. He was irreplaceable.
He's a one of one.
Right? Charlie Kirk was at the tip of the spear, never flinched, never backed off. He wanted that back and forth, but not out of anger, not out of a place of he wanted to humiliate them or embarrass them or something like that, because he wanted to actually try to communicate with them.
He went into the belly of the beast, he went on these college campuses, and he evangelized.
This man who had a life force that was so much bigger than himself.
If everything completely goes away, how do you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing. The most important thing is my faith in my life.
I hope that the story of Turning Point USA, again, we started with no money, no connections, and no idea what I was doing, resonates with some of you.
It's a nonprofit called Turning Point USA.
To despair is a sin. And some people say, oh, Charlie, it's too hard. It's too overwhelming. It's too dark. Snap out of it. You still live in the greatest nation ever to exist in the history of the world. There is still so much to be hopeful and to be thankful for. And we have agency. The globalists are worried that you are waking up. They're worried that their fraud and their nonsense is finally being exposed, and you are at the central nerve of all of that. Ask God how to use you. Find a place to plug in. I am thankful for you. We had a vision because we love the country. Push yourself harder. Here I am. Lord, use me. You guys might remember a year ago, I gave the whole speech of here I am, Lord, send me. And it was kind of this joke that we had as soon as I gave that message.
I remember him getting off stage and I say, honey, do you realize what you just did? He's like, yeah, I just spoke. And I was like, no. You said, here I am. That is a very powerful statement. And God's like, I see you. Charlie is so obedient to God, to the word of God. And it's been so humbling to witness the way that God has used him this year, because he made that declaration a year ago saying, here I am, I'm ready. Wherever you need me to be, Lord, I'll be, and I'm your servant. Just put me out there in the thick of it.
You see, they wanted us to be quiet and afraid and silent and subservient. They wanted us to cower into our corner. But the conservative movement has changed fundamentally. I hope you guys understand this. This is the greatest country ever to exist in the history of the world. And I can say, wow, there was a debate. Is God done with this country? And now I can say confidently, no. God is not done with America, and our best days are ahead.
The White House put that out, and it's still pinned on the White House, right on their X account. It's still pinned, guys. Let's make sure you're Charlie now, guys. We are all Charlie, and we speak up for the people, because he can't anymore. But more people are watching him now than when he was alive, so he will continue into infamy, Shady Groove.
And God bless the spirit of Charlie Kirk and all of the things that that's going to come along with that, because I see a revival in America. I see a reckoning coming to the political future of our great nation. A reckoning meaning the younger generation is currently picking up the torch that a lot of us, instead of picking up the torch, decided that we were going to just walk around and maybe just try to put the fire on the torch out, as opposed to trying to keep it lit. It's very, very simple to really understand the reality of the situation and what it means to be an American, what it means to stand up for the truth, and what it means to stand up for honor and the existence of integrity. It's not just a small thing to stand up for it, and it's very interesting now looking back at the whole stuff that's just played out over the recent murder of Charlie Kirk, and how people have used this in this moment to engineer what would be self-aggrandizement and trying to take on, like, acting like you are more important than the person that was murdered, and really just feed into your own ego. In all reality, what you're doing is you're destroying your own credibility. And in the long run, I know in the short term it's messy, but in the long run, it's going to be exactly what the doctor ordered. And I think we're going to all be thankful that, we don't have to listen to the musings of people like Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens anymore, because we can set them over there on the crackpot bench with Alex Jones and General Flynn.
Yep, and others. The Great Awakening will not be easy, guys. The youth now is up to 52%. Shady, I saw the youth vote 18 to 39 or something like that.
Yes.
So God bless you all.
That's interesting that you mentioned that too, because that demographic, they didn't get programmed with MASH. They didn't get programmed with like Three's Company or all of these other weird shows that we all watched together whenever we were young. They didn't get programmed with all
Elizabeth.
They didn't get programmed with all the British music. Think about that. Whenever you go back and you look at all the music that we were being inundated with, a huge amount of it was from overseas. All of these were, the Beatles were an op. The Rolling Stones are an op. All of these different things were operations to further disalign you with your future being your ability to be a capitalist and earn your own way and have a nice retirement. So they diverted everybody from all of these angles with all of this crazy stuff that they put in our brains. So the young generation, they don't have any of that, dude. They don't have any of this stuff programmed in their heads. And a matter of fact, what we saw yesterday, guys? I don't know how many people saw this. We saw a huge amount of high school students from Portland area show up at the ICE facility to back up the ICE facility against the Antifa. This is how we take our country back, guys. It's not about, it's like, I saw Joe Biggs I saw Joe Biggs over the weekend. He's like screaming, we're going to bring Proud Boys up there to beat on the Antifa. No, that's the same thing as the Antifa are doing. What you need is peaceful resistance to the anarchy.
So since you move so fast, I want to go back to MASH. Okay.
That's what you got stuck on.
Because, I want to have a conversation with you because I remember that Klinger was trying to get out of the army by dressing as a woman because they would say he's crazy.
Right.
Okay. That's what we look at. When I see people, I think they're crazy.
That's a great analogy.
Okay.
That's 100% what's happening right now.
So I'm sticking up for my generation that you just disparaged.
You do that.
I love you, brother. Artaja, thank you very much for the $25 Rumble rant. I want to do this real quick, Shady. Before we got Karoline Leavitt, we are going to play her full. I'm waiting for her to come on right now, but we've got accept and start. Access denied. Hang on, I got to sign in. Hang on.
Oh, you've got to go back around the horn.
Yeah. Since I do all this.
Good job.
Yep.
It has a technical
difficulties. We do this live. All right, accept and start. And here we go. Ooh, hey, football fanatics. Are you ready for some primetime NFL action? Tune in to Westwood One for all the gridiron glory that you craved, from jaw-dropping touchdowns to game-changing plays. Don't miss a moment of the excitement. Catch every snap, every tackle, and every victory on Westwood One. You can listen to NFL on the NFL app or on Westwood One Sports.com via Westwood One station streams or by asking Alexa to open Westwood One Sports. If it's the NFL, it's on Westwood One.
Thank you very much. And a great comment from Gabby. They used music to romanticize sex, drugs, and the commie hippie lifestyle. That's exactly what they did. That's 100% what they did. So within the music, what you start to do is you start to take away from your own abilities to produce for yourself. And you start to think, oh, wait a minute, maybe I should find myself in a situation where I can just mooch off of what everybody else is producing. And we'll all just produce nothing together, and then somehow you're going to get something out of that. That's the mind trap. That's exactly what it was. And they derail you, and the next thing you know, you're in a situation where the only thing you can do is every single thing that you earn is just to feed your addiction.
And now you got this Bad Bunny thing, Shady.
Which is absolutely crazy, by the way.
Yeah, he was on SNL, and he was talking in Espanol. And, that guy is a communist, right? Again, they're putting it, they're showing you things that they think are going to somehow trick you still, right? Like they're still thinking that they can throw these
psychological narratives at people and have them like absorb it. But so many people aren't paying attention. It's like it's hitting a brick wall, it seems like to me. I mean, I don't know how it went over, but it didn't really look like it's going over well with the larger portion of the country.
And I'd like to let Kyle Seraphin know that the left can't meme. Shady.
Oh, wow.
Look at this.
What is that?
That's
Kyle?
Cash's challenge coin.
And Kyle did that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, guys.
Yeah.
You see, you want to see, you guys want to understand where the Antifa divide, like this is it, guys. The reason that he's acting like that is because he's acting like Alexis Wilkins is Mossad.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So right there, you see it. Is this clear? 47 in the chat. If you're seeing this clear as water, like what are we looking at? They are not hiding from you anymore. Do you realize that the Flynn cult is not hiding? The Badlands cult, like they're screaming, "Oh, it's America first. It's not MAGA." That's what Badlands is saying. This message is syncing up. Tucker Carlson agrees with the commies that are occupying the Columbia University. Candace Owens agrees with the same numbnuts that are attacking the ICE facility in Portland, Oregon. The Antifa. The messaging has 100% synced up. Their only aim across the board is to put doubt in a human being's head about Donald Trump and whether or not he's really MAGA.
Who did that? Kyle Seraphin. All right, check this out, Shady.
I'm doing the Super Bowl halftime show. And I'm very happy. I'm very happy, and I think everyone is happy about it. Even Fox News.
Bad Bunny is my favorite musician, and he should be the next president.
Thank you. No, but really, I'm very excited to be doing the Super Bowl, and
how are you?
I know that people
Glad you're so
all
excited
around
to
the
see me
world.
today.
All right, we got
Alrighty. Good afternoon, everybody, and happy Monday. Let's get to it, and we'll begin with a few scheduling announcements today. President Trump will be hosting the Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney tomorrow for a working meeting here at the White House. On Thursday, the president will host his 8th cabinet meeting alongside his incredible team. Also on Thursday afternoon, President Trump will host the president of Finland, Alexander Stubb, for a working meeting here at the White House. The president also wanted me to relay his congratulations to Japan for electing their next prime minister, a highly respected person who also happens to be the first female to hold the position for our great ally. While President Trump continues to negotiate peace deals, meets with world leaders, and celebrates the 250th birthday of our United States Navy, as you saw he and the First Lady do just yesterday, Democrats, unfortunately, are continuing to play political games. And we are now in day 6 of the Democrat federal government shutdown. Millions of American federal workers are under enormous financial stress as a result, wondering how they will pay their bills and take care of their families. If the Democrats do not vote to open the government tonight, federal workers will not receive their next full paycheck. Additionally, the special supplemental nutrition program for women, infants, and children will run out of federal money very soon. This program provides vouchers to buy infant formula, fresh fruits and vegetables, and other healthy foods for low-income families. It can be easily fully funded if Democrats simply vote tonight to reopen the government. Also, our incredible military service members who risk their lives to preserve and defend our country are now working without pay and will miss their next paychecks if this Democrat shutdown does not end tonight. The Republican-backed clean and nonpartisan funding bill fully funds this important food aid program, gets our troops paid, and reopens the government. So all of this begs the question, what is the Democrat ongoing shutdown truly about? The sad truth, we believe, is that the Democrats intentionally shut down the government and are inflicting this pain on American citizens to try and demand free health care for illegal aliens. Of course, this is an indefensible and truly radical policy to be in favor of, let alone to use as the primary reason to shut down the United States government. So the Democrats and their allies are desperately lying about their true motivations. We have to set the record straight with the facts so the American people understand what's really at play here. House Republicans passed a clean and nonpartisan funding bill to keep the government open and ensure our troops and other hardworking Americans are paid. Every single House Democrat except one voted against this clean and nonpartisan funding bill. Senate Republicans have subsequently tried to pass this same clean funding bill 4 separate times, and they will do so again tonight, to fully pass it to be sent to the president's desk for signature. And the president is ready to sign this bill to reopen the government as soon as it is sent to his desk. Yet every single Senate Democrat except 3 have voted against this clean and nonpartisan funding bill. The Democrats' current position is that the only way the American government can reopen is if illegal aliens can get free health care. Don't take my word for it, just look at what's inside of the Democrats' proposal to reopen the government. Their funding proposal would result in nearly $200 billion spent on health care for illegal aliens and other non-citizens over the next decade. To put this in perspective, $200 billion is enough money to fund the entire children's health insurance program, which provides health insurance to low-income children and women. Under the Democrats' proposal, the millions of illegal aliens who improperly were granted asylum and paroled under the Biden administration would once again be allowed to receive Medicaid benefits. It does not end there. The Democrat proposal would also require Medicaid to pay more for emergency care provided to illegal aliens than it does for American patients who are disabled, elderly, or children. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. The Democrat Party has unfortunately closed our government, costing Americans their jobs, threatening our military readiness, harming our economy, and causing chaos, all to help the illegals who broke into our country. Instead of holding illegal aliens accountable and removing them from our country, which is what this administration is trying to do every day, the Democrats want to give them the free benefits paid for by the American taxpayer. Democrats in 2025 are for illegal aliens first and Americans last. This is the reality we are unfortunately facing right now in Washington, D.C. President Trump and Republicans will not give in to these radical demands. The president and Republicans have a sacred responsibility to serve and protect the interests of their constituents, the American people. That's why we are backing a clean and nonpartisan funding bill with no strings attached to reopen the government. Democrats should do what they did 13 separate times under Joe Biden and vote for this exact same type of funding bill. Now the Senate will vote tonight for the 5th time to reopen the government on the 6th day.
So she said something exactly what we just said? Coincidence, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure that's a complete coincidence.
Mm-hmm. You guys starting to get the hint, right?
Of this shutdown. All we need are an additional 5 Democrat senators to end this madness and vote for the clean funding bill to reopen the government. If you are an American watching at home right now, call your Democrat senators and tell them to do the right thing and end this shutdown. With that, I will take your questions. Here in our new media seat today, we have Elizabeth Mitchell from the Daily Signal. Elizabeth, thanks for being here, and please kick us off.
Thank you for having me. I have 2 questions. First, President Trump told reporters yesterday that firings of federal employees are taking place right now. In which departments have people already been fired from their federal jobs due to the shutdown?
The president was referring to the hundreds of thousands of federal workers who have been furloughed as a result of this federal government shutdown, both here at the White House and across the entire federal government, at agencies across the board. There are federal workers who are staying home. Many of them work in the White House. You know them. Some of them sit just behind me at those desks. They are unable to show up to work right now because the Democrats chose to shut the government down. And so we're already, unfortunately, seeing the consequence of this. And then, of course, the Office of Management and Budget is continuing to work with agencies on who, unfortunately, is going to have to be laid off if this shutdown continues.
And Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. said the FDA was required by federal law to approve the new abortion pill last week. Is the administration considering steps to undo this in light of requests from pro-life Congress members and organizations?
I think Secretary Kennedy and the Department of Health and Human Services, as I addressed in the briefing last week, were following the law, and we will continue to do so. As I said last week as well, it's not an endorsement of this drug by any means. It's just a law that they were following. Jennifer.
We heard you say that you want people to call their Democratic senators. Is the president calling Democratic senators himself? Can you say what he's doing today to resolve the shutdown?
Yep, I was just in the Oval Office. He was on the phone with Speaker Johnson. He's also spoken with the Senate Majority Leader, who are in touch with, of course, moderate Democrats and Democrats across the board, who we understand hopefully want to do the right thing by their constituents to reopen the government. So the president is being kept very well apprised of the ongoing shutdown on Capitol Hill. And of course, his position is very clear. There's nothing to negotiate, just reopen the government, and then we can talk about all the important issues facing our country.
So he hasn't called specific members of Congress?
Not to my knowledge, no.
And then on the Affordable Care Act, is he willing to give more, to share more on what he'd like to negotiate on the Affordable Care Act later? Is he willing to say specifically what he would like and when?
But look, the president is definitely committed to fixing and improving our healthcare system. You saw it again last week when he had one of the largest pharmaceutical companies in the world coming into the Oval Office and promising to lower drug prices by 200, 300, 100% in many cases for various types of drugs for American patients. That is a huge fix to a broken system that has been ripping off the American people for far too long. So the president's very committed to this. But right now, we need to reopen the federal government, and the president is remaining very firm in that position. Catherine.
If the vote fails in the Senate today to reopen the government, would that trigger layoffs?
Look, again, we hope that the vote will not fail because this administration wants to reopen the government. We don't want to see people laid off. But unfortunately, if this shutdown continues, layoffs are going to be an unfortunate consequence of that.
Is there timing for when that would happen?
Well, look, we'll see how the vote goes tonight.
Is the White House floating a proposal to cap Obamacare subsidies by denying them to new enrollees?
I have not seen a proposal like that. Emily.
Thanks, Caroline. The president said yesterday he was considering a phase 2 approach to Venezuela. Is the president considering U.S. boots on the ground or any kind of support of overthrowing Maduro?
I won't get into any specific proposals that are being considered by the president and his national security team, but I think we've been pretty transparent and clear in the administration's view of the illegitimate Maduro regime, and the president has taken very unprecedented, tough action to end the illegal trafficking of illicit drugs into our country from Maduro's illegitimate regime.
Caroline.
Danny, go ahead.
Thanks, Caroline. The French government has collapsed again for the fourth time in a year. And I was just wondering if there's any concern in the White House about the kind of ongoing political crisis there. Any thought about whether the President Trump's good friend, President Macron, should either call elections or even resign over that?
Well, I can tell you the White House and the National Security Council are very much aware of this situation, but I think it would be imprudent of me to weigh in on French internal politics from the podium, so I will reserve comment on that. Behind you, yes.
What is President Trump's expectations for talks today and I guess this week in Egypt? And is there a new timeline that the president is giving all sides to reach an agreement?
Yes, there are technical talks happening right now in Egypt amongst Special Envoy Witkoff and Mr. Kushner, as well as their respective parties from all sides. What we saw take place on Friday, and I have not commented on that from the podium yet, is truly remarkable. You've seen all sides of this conflict agree that this war needs to end and agree to the 20-point framework that President Trump proposed. It's an incredible achievement, and the administration is working very hard to move the ball forward as quickly as we can. The president wants to see a ceasefire. He wants to see the hostages released, and the technical teams are discussing that as we speak to ensure that the environment is perfect to release those hostages. They're going over the lists of both the Israeli hostages and also the political prisoners who will be released, and those talks are underway, and the president is very much on the ball and is being apprised of this situation.
President has given a Sunday evening deadline. Obviously, the negotiations have extended that, I imagine. What is that new deadline? Does the president have a time frame in mind to see this phase implemented?
Well, the Sunday evening deadline was to hear back from Hamas on the proposal one way or another. And of course, on Friday, Hamas put out a very clear statement in the president's view that they accept the president's framework, and that's why those technical talks are now underway. But again, we want to move very quickly on this, and the president wants to see the hostages released as soon as possible. Steve.
Expect those technical talks to last, Caroline?
I don't want to draw a red line up here, Steve. Of course, it's very important, as I just mentioned, that we get this done quickly. That's how the president's team feels, so we can get some momentum, get the hostages out, and then move to the next part of this, which is really ensuring that we can create a lasting and durable peace in Gaza, and ensure that Gaza is a place that no longer threatens the security of Israel or the United States.
Expect to be on the agenda for the president's meeting with the Prime Minister of Canada tomorrow.
I'm sure trade will be a topic of discussion tomorrow, and all of the other issues that are facing both Canada and
Hopefully
the United
uranium
States.
won, too.
I know the president looks forward to having that discussion with Carney in the Oval Office. Kate.
Thanks, Caroline. I have two questions. On the layoff of federal workers, potentially, the president said yesterday that Democrats will be to blame if federal workers lose their jobs. Historically, though, in past shutdowns, workers have been furloughed, but they have not been laid off en masse. So wouldn't that be the president's call to lay people off?
As I've said repeatedly, Caitlin, this conversation about layoffs would not be happening right now if the Democrats did not vote to shut the government down. And as I also said last briefing as well, we are $37 trillion in debt, and the government is not receiving any cash. So someone has to look at the balance sheet and be good stewards of the American taxpayer dollar. And layoffs are an unfortunate consequence of that.
Term, for example.
Well, as I'm telling you now, this administration is focusing on checking the balance sheet and ensuring we're doing the right thing by the American taxpayer. And again, these conversations about layoffs would not be happening in the White House today if not for the Democrat shutdown. And they have a choice to change that. They have another opportunity tonight to do the right thing to reopen the government. Joey.
Judge over the weekend. Sorry, my
I just like to commend Karoline there for handling that Dylan Mulvaney, whatever that is, Dylan Mulvaney guy from CNN. Perfectly well laid out. We elected this administration to drain the swamp, okay? The first administration couldn't do it because they were filled with swamp because of Chris Christie, all right? And others. Now we have this administration doing the right things for the American people, Shady.
Yeah, but it isn't interesting how they want to, like, the antagonism tells you everything. The way that the press antagonizes, the points of which they don't really want these outcomes. They're just attempting to be antagonistic so that they can send fodder down chain to their idiots that read their dumb articles. This is the way that the whole system works. The funny thing is that they've done it so much that people are waking up to it. And people might not be like, specifically disregarding what they say, but they are actually not listening to what they say. In other words, they're not hearing it to begin with because they're done hearing it, you see? And so therefore they're not being heard. So their messaging is actually falling on deaf ears.
What?
See?
Aha!
You didn't even hear it.
I'm back to Caroline.
Second question. A federal judge over the weekend that the president had appointed to the bench in his first term in office.
And interesting to note, that's really Caitlin Collins of the Collins bloodline, possibly.
Basically argued that he could not deploy other states' National Guards to Portland. Basically said that it was untethered, his argument, to what is actually happening on the ground. Which local officials in Portland have said that the National Guard is needed there?
With all due respect to that judge, I think her opinion is untethered in reality and in the law. The president is using his authority as commander-in-chief, U.S. Code 12406, which clearly states that the president has the right to call up the National Guard in cases where he deems it's appropriate. And if you look at what has happened in Portland, Oregon, for more than 100 nights, I was talking to our law enforcement team about it this morning, for more than 100 days, night after night after night, the ICE facility has been really under siege by these anarchists outside. They have been disrespecting law enforcement. They've been inciting violence. We saw, again, a guillotine rolled out in front of this federal building. And so the president wants to ensure that our federal buildings and our assets are protected. And that's exactly what he's trying to do. And ultimately, in the case in Los Angeles, that judge ruled in the Ninth Circuit, that panel of judges ruled that those troops could remain and that the president was well within his authority to do so. So we are appealing that decision. As you know, we expect a hearing on it pretty quickly. And we're very confident in the president's legal authority to do this. And we're very confident we will win on the merits of the law.
But no local officials that you can point to that have said we need the National Guard? Because I spoke to the police chief of Portland last week. He said that the president's claims just don't match up with what's happening on the ground.
I would encourage you as a reporter to go on the ground and to take a look at it for yourself, because there's been many members of the press, not press in this room, but independent journalists, some of whom we'll be inviting to the White House very soon to share their stories.
Just very interesting to me to watch what you're seeing here. This is the news. And you understand, like the question that person asked. Let's just take them at the face value for a second. Like, look what they said there. Like, look at the setup of what they're trying to do. They're pretending like, you see, this is the way that it works. You pretend like you don't see something so that you can run a narrative. Is that not like what we're talking about right now with all this Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk, Israel nonsense? You pretend like you're not seeing something that's right in front of you. You look past it so you can ask questions.
Yeah, go and report. She says, go there. Go there. You're a reporter.
That's exactly right. And so you go there and you get on the ground and you see what? You see over 100 nights where the Antifa, like now we're starting to get some people on the ground there in the area. We're starting to understand what's going on. They have these little Antifa dens. There's like little areas all over downtown Portland that are like blocked off. The windows are blocked off. They're somehow occupying this street level building. And you go in there and they're like, passing out drugs. They've got flyers. They've got all these different things. They're letting people sleep there, eat there, make food there, all these different operational support. Whoever is occupying that space, there's someone that's paying rent on the space that's being occupied in downtown Portland. There's no property in downtown Portland that doesn't have a tax bill. There's no property that doesn't have a bathroom or have to pay a water bill or a heating bill or any of these things. You know exactly who those people are that run these locations, and the town knows where these locations are. So the more that we figure out where they're running them from, the quicker we're going to go up chain and figure out who their overlords are. And it's going to be easy because it's going to be the same people that puppet the damn reporters.
And it might be Hans-Jörg Wyss and, George Soros and Arabella Advisors and all the ones that we've noticed here on the MG show.
100% will be.
Imagine that. We're always wrong, Shady.
We're always wrong until
we're right.
And that happens every time.
A lot. Back to Karoline.
Because they have been in the middle of these riots and they have witnessed the anarchy that is taking place night after night. It's on video. You should play it on your show. You have a great opportunity on primetime on CNN to show your audience. Yeah, but you're probably talking to partisan Democrat officials who are opposed to everything this president does. You should also ask the people who live in Portland. We've actually heard from many members of the community who have said that this is complete civil disobedience. It's a mess. It's been loud. It's been troubling for neighbors in the community who are just trying to live peacefully. And these people are not there to peacefully protest. They are there to cause mayhem and havoc.
Yeah, Karoline.
Stephen, go ahead.
Thank you, Karoline. Two questions. First, do you have a reaction to reports that thousands of Cuban troops are deployed alongside Russia fighting in Ukraine? And on a very different matter, the president last week floated in an interview with our colleague Daniel from One America a rebate for tariffs of up to $2,000 per person. Is that plan contingent on the Supreme Court's upcoming ruling on the legality of the tariffs? And is the White House preparing for legislation to make that happen?
Sure. On the first point, I have not seen that report, Stephen, but I'll check in with our national security team after this and we'll get you an update. To your second point about the tariff rebates, I think it's an idea that the president has discussed and floated with his team of advisors, but no decision has been firmly made at this point in time. Why don't we go to the back? Owen.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
A few days ago, President Trump demanded Jay Jones of Virginia get out of the race for condoning political violence in a text message against a Republican politician a few years ago. He hasn't left the race. He hasn't dropped out. What's the president's reaction?
Well, as you know, I'm not at liberty to discuss political races from the podium. I think the president himself made his position very clear, and I think anyone could agree the messages that were sent by this Democrat nominee for Attorney General in Virginia are really shocking, alarming, and completely unacceptable. He was threatening to kill his opponent and his opponent's children, and that type of rhetoric has zero place in our country, and the president was absolutely right to condemn that. Sure, go ahead.
Thank you. The Democrats have questioned and scrutinized the president's comments about using potentially the military, American cities, as training grounds for the military. And when you look at Portland, Chicago, local and state officials say that their local law enforcement is able to handle the situations, these protests on the ground. The president says that Portland is burning, using that as justification for the National Guard in Portland. But when you look here in Washington, D.C., the president just last week said it is now a completely safe city, and there are still National Guard members on the streets that are not involved in ICE activities. Can you provide the justification for the White House here in Washington, D.C., why the National Guard members continue to be out on the streets?
Because Washington, D.C. has invited the National Guard here. Why? Because the mayor is doing the right thing, unlike mayors in other cities like Portland, as Caitlin and others have pointed out, who refuse to see that there are positive results from when local law enforcement works with federal law enforcement to do the right thing on behalf of their citizens. And Washington, D.C. is no doubt a safer city right now today than it was a few months ago when President Trump started this initiative to make D.C. safe again. And the National Guard is still here because the president and the mayor agree that it's a good thing for the city.
I also want to point out something real quick. We got a good question in here, and I think it's a good one. It was D. Sweet. Why don't the Dems condemn that type of rhetoric? Why? Because they're afraid of their controllers. You heard President Trump say that J.B. Pritzker is afraid for his life, which is why he's taken the position he is taking. They're afraid of their controllers. Okay. Why do the Democrats all vote in unison? Nobody, because they're afraid, Shady.
Because they're not independent. And they never were independent. They get elected in a cabal. They get elected because they decide to go along with something. They say, okay, you do this, and this, and then we'll let you run. And then if you do that, and that, you'll actually get elected. And then we own your ass, and you will do everything we say, including take police off the street, including let criminals out of jail, including refuse operational support to your city to like reduce crime and replace law and order, because they're implementing Gotham. Okay, this is what they're doing. The globalism, for globalism to be real, they have to make a threat, and the threat is Gotham. The threat is they're going to have every single person lawless around you, and therefore you're going to forget that you ever had a city that had law and order. You're already forgetting. People are already forgetting that 30 years ago, there was almost no city unrest in any city in America ever. Almost never. If anything, the LA riots, for example, was something so insane the few times that those things popped off, and everybody would always use that as an example that people that, and then all of a sudden, they started like looting shoe stores, right? And then the Occupy Wall Street thing happened, and then they all got organized in a different way, and Obama implemented his citizen army. And that is what you're currently witnessing. Antifa and the Jewish people out there are literally Obama's army.
That's right. Yeah. And the digital
army. They're trying to start World War III.
The digital army is McChrystal's army. 3.4 million influencers.
Correct. That are wielded against MAGA, that was built by McChrystal and Flynn with Flynn Intel Group. Let's not leave that out.
And DARPA, yep. All right, real quick, NFL season again, guys. You do not want to miss because hey, football fanatics, are you ready for some primetime NFL action? Tune into Westwood One for all the gridiron glory you crave, from jaw-dropping touchdowns to game-changing plays. Don't miss a single moment of the excitement. Catch every snap, every tackle, and every victory on Westwood One. You can listen to the NFL on the NFL app, on Westwood One Sports app, on the WestwoodOneSports.com, via Westwood One station streams, or just by asking Alexa to open Westwood One Sports. If it's the NFL, it's on Westwood One. Back to Karoline, Shady.
Back to her.
Just like you're seeing in Memphis, for instance, we'll have National Guard deployed to Memphis. We have federal agents who are on the ground working with state and local law enforcement. The state police in Tennessee are part of this effort. The local metropolitan police in Memphis are part of this effort. State and local law enforcement and federal law enforcement should be working together. And it's a shame that we see in some cities across the country that their mayors are just simply refusing to cooperate because they don't like Donald Trump. And that's what this boils down to. And I don't think any American would disagree that Chicago needs more law enforcement reinforcements, that they need more resources. Look at this headline from over the weekend. At least 30 people shot during the weekend in Democrat-run Chicago. 5 of them were killed in one weekend. This is completely unacceptable, and the president wants to make American cities safer, and he's willing to work with anyone to do it.
If the courts allow you to ultimately send in the National Guard into Chicago and Portland, do Democrats not have reason to be concerned that there are long-term and
I'd just like to point out that California lost their lawsuit. What makes the thing? Come on, guys, start thinking.
Dude, let's point out even a bigger. How long have we been going back and forth with this dumb mess about like number of people in Chicago and him trying to send the National Guard to Chicago?
Yeah.
It's been like at least 6 weeks? I would say 6 weeks. Let's say 6 weeks, 5 people a weekend times 6. That's 30. 30 Americans would still be alive today, more than likely, had Donald Trump been allowed to go in and reestablish law and order within some of the subversive crime areas of Chicago. It's innocent people that are getting killed. The people that are getting killed are not gangbangers. I know there's a few gangbangers that get killed here and there amongst them, but the people who are getting killed are people that are sitting in their living room watching television because they can't go outside because they'll get murdered. So instead they stay in their houses, and then a bullet comes through the wall and hits them in the face. That's how they die. It's happening over and over and over again every weekend. Huge amounts of illegal firearms. The Democrats say that they don't want guns, but they really are insistent on keeping these people with illegal guns on the street.
Yeah. If the courts allow the president to wield the power that was given to him. Isn't that crazy? Think about that.
Ridiculous.
This little,
it's ridiculous.
You see the guy sitting there talking. They allow
you don't have any control over anything.
No. The National Guard is just that. National. Okay.
Did the court say anything when we sent the National Guard to die in Iraq? You sent hundreds of thousands of National Guard. This was fine. Courts never mentioned a damn thing about it. I had objections. I didn't understand why the National Guard was being sent to Iraq. Why aren't we sending the Marines and the Army and the Navy and the Air Force? Why are we sending the National? Oh, because it's a police action. It's not really a war. You see, We're not really fighting a war. What we're doing is we're degrading the American integrity, the integrity of the American male. We're going to take some of the strongest individuals ever created by man and send them over there and get their legs blown off so that they don't grow up getting lippy.
By this administration.
Yeah. Wow. Sorry, it just
infuriating.
They just popped because she ended and it popped my screen. So sorry about that. But it is infuriating, guys. And, people don't realize history. They don't understand the law. They don't understand what they're doing with these funded by Soros, okay, and Hans-Jörg Weiss judges, okay? They're afraid, too. We've got to get to the bottom of it. We've got to get to the bottom of it.
That's a great point to make. I think that is a really great point because everybody wants to act like that it's the Democrats. It's not the Democrats. It's the people that are puppeting the Democrats.
The foreign and domestic billionaires.
Correct. The people with
death
the money.
cult.
Notice that the Democrats don't have any money. They can't even raise money for their political. They still owe like $20 million from Kamala.
For Megan Stallion all that.
Yeah, you need to get that paid. By the way.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Back to Karoline. We're almost through this, guys. But wow, what a great press conference! I love this press secretary, guys. I'm telling you,
she's by far the best one ever.
So sharp.
So sharp.
Sharp.
To keep U.S. military or the National Guard in American cities, like what we're seeing here in Washington.
Why should they be concerned about the federal government offering help to make their cities a safer place? They should be concerned about this. They should be concerned about the fact that people in their cities right now are being gunned down every single night. And the president, all he's trying to do is fix it. And there has been a complete smear campaign by the Democrats and the media, quite frankly. I was reading Political Playbook this morning, one of the most inside the Beltway newsletters you can find. And you guys are framing this like the president wants to take over the American cities with the military. The president wants to help these local leaders who have been completely ineffective in securing their own cities. And we have already seen there's a positive formula for that. Look at Washington, D.C. The murder rate has declined significantly. Our streets are safer. People who live here feel safer. All of you in this room, I know you do, you just won't admit it. And it's a proven system that works, and the president wants to make America's cities safe again. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Michael.
Thank you, Karoline. Two questions, if I may.
Because the mayor wants them. Michael.
These talks in Egypt, if Hamas does agree to relinquish power and give it up, cede power to this transitional technocratic government, if that does happen, would the Trump administration then recognize a Palestinian state?
Look, I don't want to get ahead of the technical talks right now, Michael. They're extremely sensitive. They're taking place, again, as we speak, and there's a lot of, there's many things to discuss, of course. This is, hopefully, we expect and we hope, going to be one of the greatest peace deals this world has ever seen. And the Trump administration is working diligently and working very hard to get there. And as I said, Friday, all terms agreed. We have the Arab countries who are working with us. Of course, Israel has been incredible in cooperating with the president's plan and agreeing to it. And we're very hopeful, and we expect that to continue.
You tweeted about this over the weekend.
Thank you. I was going to you in the blue shirt and tie.
Thank you,
Yes,
Caroline.
you're
John
welcome.
Michael, the Daily Mail. Today, the Supreme Court declined to hear Ghislaine's Maxwell's appeal. Will Trump rule out granting her clemency? Is that something the White House is considering?
It's not something I've heard discussed. And we don't comment on clemency requests that may or may not have been made, but I'm certainly not tracking that one at this point in time.
Caroline.
Jordan, go ahead.
Thank you, Caroline. So we're talking about these radical groups in Portland and Chicago. I know the president has spoken about potentially going after George Soros with RICO charges and for funding all of this violence. Has there been any update on that? And also, is the administration looking into the other nonprofits, maybe taking away their 501c3 status for funding this violence?
Boom.
One more question.
Sure. The financial backing of these groups, particularly Antifa, is certainly something the administration is looking into aggressively. And the federal government has never really been mobilized or tasked with doing that. So we're kind of kickstarting that into gear. The FBI is working on it alongside the White House's Homeland Security Task Force. We have our intelligence community looking into this as well. And even the Secretary of Treasury is involved with these matters since they are financial in nature. And we will continue to get to the bottom of who is funding these organizations in this organized anarchy against our country and our government. It's a question the American people have been begging the answer for many years, and we're committed to uncovering it. And when we do, I'm sure you'll be one of the first people to know.
All right, Shady Group. Should we help him real quick?
Yeah, you can help him.
All right. So, in intel agents, maybe you do have this information. Maybe you don't. Rise and resist, Shady. You ready? You rise and resist? You've heard it all over. They use it as a slogan. Rise and resist. Let's see what we got here. Live dig, everybody. Oh, here's Rise and Resist. It's a left of center activist group formed in early 2017 in response to the first election of President Donald J. Trump. This group is known for organizing protests and demonstrations against conservative figures, particularly in New York City. While Rise and Resist began primarily as part of an anti-Trump resistance movement, it has broadened its focus to include protests against immigration enforcement, policing, Fox News, healthcare policy, Israel, Tesla, and Elon Musk. The organization was formed as a 501c4, okay, so they can hide who actually runs this firm. But it's also funded by the A.J. Muste Memorial Institute, which is a grant-making and sponsorship organization that supports far left-wing activist groups. War Resisters League, it's named for Abraham Jonas Muste, an early 20th century pacifist, labor organizer, and civil communist. Can we just say communist?
It's a commie. I was going to say, yeah, just skip that. It's a commie.
It's a commie. All right, so Rise and Resist was formed in 2017 by left of center activist funding board members included by Ivy Arse, not an Icy Arse, Shady Grove. It's an Ivy Arse.
That's not a good arse, an Icy Arse.
Martin Quinn, Jamie Bauer, J.W. Walker, Stuart Waldman, Arse, and several others founding board members were longtime activists in ACTUP, AIDS Coalition. Remember AIDS Coalition to Unleash Power? Wasn't there a Q post about the AIDS commercial, Shady Grove? Okay. A militant AIDS advocacy group prominent in the 1980s and 1990s. They organized the Protest Liberty Island, arrested for climbing the base of the Statue of Liberty. And this was for the abolition of immigration, customs, ICE enforcement. ICE. Customs enforcement, okay? They also, Tuesdays, outside of Fox since 2018, they're accusing the network of being an anti-extremist right-wing disinformation machine, so they stand out there every day. In March, they're the ones that did the Tesla takedown, Elon. Okay, and the activities of the second administration, the DOG, okay, the DOGE, the Doge cuts, they were really mad about that. They 8 members of Rise and Resist were arrested for trespassing in Tesla dealership. Rise and Resist previously offered Tesla takedown toolkits with printable flyers, posters, talking points, all the resources for individuals and groups to use at Tesla protests. On March 30th, 2025, Wall Street Journal Asra Nomani posted a thread on X, which listed Rise and Resist among several nonprofit organizations and activist groups that were involved with the planning and taking part against the protest against Tesla and Musk. So in 2025, they participated organizing branded No Kings. Have we heard of No Kings? September 9th, 9/9, Shady Groove. Remember this?
I do.
So this is one of the ones that are actually the map and providing the people, okay? Rise and Resist. It's a social welfare organization. And then, you've got the No Kings, 70 Democratic Party affiliates and allied organizations across at least 19 states, guys, okay? We know who they are, and Indivisible is one of them, as you know. But this Rise and Resist might be something to look at in the future, Shady.
I think I'm 100% sure that it is something to look at. I think it's something that they're going to be looking into. And I also think that it's something that we're going to see come to an end during the Trump administration, all of this stuff. You have every single right to go out and to protest any sort of anything that you would like to protest. You are 100% guaranteed the right to protest. You do not have the right to organize an anarchy. You do not have the right to organize an insurrection. You do not have the right to fund either of those things. As a matter of fact, you have those things are illegal. It's illegal for you to fund and give people money to go out and harm people. Okay, so at the end of the day, doesn't matter if you're Antifa or Proud Boys. If you're going out into the streets of America with the intent of harming someone, you are doing the exact same thing.
And that's not MAGA.
And that is not MAGA. I think that they're trying to brand that as America first, actually. And we're going to make sure we distinguish that. These people, they're trying to say America first is like this counter-op to MAGA. That's, Tucker and Candace, that's what they're all building up towards, all this anti-Israel junk that you're seeing out there. They're all building up to saying that Donald Trump is somehow not the leader that you thought he was, so that they can take away his ability to govern for the next 3 years, because he's done so much in 9 months. They've flipped their freaking lid.
Yep. And let's look at, the things that's happening with the Dem Party. They're afraid of their controllers. Remember, it's an infiltration, not invasion. We literally are at war, Shady. And we even have the Chicago mayor saying, do you guys want a rematch on the Civil War? I mean, they are trying to push a civil war. Remember, it won't happen. The National Guard will be in there to stop it in .02, guys. That's why we have Donald J. Trump as president, Shady.
But it's interesting that where they're going with it. Remember what Joe Biden said? Joe Biden told us that we couldn't resist because they had F-16s. Remember that? That's the same exact mentality. That they're using the same exact narratives against you. They're trying to instill. What they're trying to do at the core of what they're trying to do is they're trying to get. It's very expensive to get your agitators out there to cause havoc. It's a lot cheaper to use stochastic terrorism and just gin it up in public using the media.
Yeah, and that's it, Shady. I mean, we got you. Let's just hear her answer real quick, because let's hear what she has to say. Did she finish? Let's see.
Thank you. So Gaza under the
Yep, she did finish that. So they're going to talk about Gaza again. Ask the same damn question, because they're all worried about whatever. Because
they're not really worried.
Concerned bleeps.
Yeah, they're just trying to get people to stumble. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get a media headline clip to play.
It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. Let me see what I got here, Shady Groove, because we are heading out, but I want to just go out.
Wow, that was a nice Monday. Thank you, guys.
That was a nice Monday.
Great subscription. Appreciate their paying attention to. We're navigating something here that no one else can help their audience navigate. We greatly appreciate it if you would share this with some of your friends and let some people, whenever your people are confused, send them over to our show and they can watch us, and we'll make them triggered for you, and then you can deal with the fallout.
Susie Q, thank you. Great show, guys. Thank you. And it was funny. I took my mom for an appointment. The guy was saying, I read Candace Owens' book. I'm like, do you know that she's, pushing you garbage right now? She's got no facts, no nothing. Israel didn't kill Charlie Kirk, and he's like, wow.
Yeah.
So now he's no longer a Candace Owens fan. Just
in 3
talk
seconds
about
you broke it.
people. Yeah,
because you can break the spell when you're speaking to them face to face. But whenever you're talking to like these bots on the internet, no, these people they're not going to listen to you because they have an agenda. They're not like looking for the truth.
They're being paid.
They're being paid, just like the Antifa.
All right, in honor of yesterday, the Navy 250, peace through strength. God bless you all. We'll see you tomorrow.
Sounds like a great plan.
www.mg.show. Boom.